What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And many newspapers including the Telegraph, the Daily Mail, the Express, the Daily Star, the Mirror are all reporting that Upamecano, the very talented 22-year-old Leipzig centre-back, is Liverpool's and Jurgen Klopp's top transfer target for the January transfer window. It's well documented that Liverpool are very short on defense, with Van Dijk and Gomez out for potentially until March, April, or maybe even until the end of the season. So guys, if you are excited about this news, leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you can assign one centre-back for Liverpool in January, who would it be? Because Liverpool are linked with a whole host of centre-backs: Ben White, Kabak, Upamecano, Marek Theo, Upamecano's centre-back partner, Konate, and also David Alaba, and you can pick basically one out of all these centre-backs. So Liverpool are short in defense, it's very well documented, and Matip is also injury prone, so we are protecting Matip, and I don't think Matip will stay fit for the whole season, even if he only plays one game per week. But now with the fixture congestion that is coming, Liverpool are basically playing every 3 days, and if we don't play Matip, we have to partner Fabinho with a young, inexperienced centre-back. So far they didn't make any big mistakes, but sooner or later that could cost Liverpool points, and the valuable points lost could mean Liverpool only finish second in the title race, because I think Tottenham and Chelsea look very strong this season, and Man City as well are getting better. The Athletic also claim that RB Leipzig defender Upamecano, and Leipzig could sell him for around 40 million at the end of the season. He could leave on a release clause, but Leipzig could sell Upamecano in January for like 45 million. That's the big question. Is it value for money? And former Liverpool defender Mark Lawrenson said this: Joe Gomez is a very important player. Obviously with Van Dijk out, it would be Joe Gomez and another defender, but the thing is that Joe Gomez had his operation straight away after the injury, and they are already saying that Joe Gomez will miss most of the season, and that sounds to me that he might just make it back towards the end of the season. And Matip is a decent player, but he's like a willow tree. He occasionally gets blown over, and he's not fit for 2 or 3 weeks. So Matip is another worry injury-wise. Some of the younger players have come in and they have done absolutely fine, but I think you are looking at Matip if fit with the likes of Fabinho or maybe even Henderson playing in defense at some stage, and I would think it will force the manager's hand in the January transfer window. He's going to have to go out and buy somebody, and it won't be a difficult conversation with the owners. They will realize what's going on. The great thing about them is they've got this sporting franchise in America, and they know people lose form and get injured, so it's a case of who Jurgen Klopp is going to bring in. We are all going to play the game now on going into January. Who are Liverpool going to sign? And Liverpool need a centre-back right now, and Liverpool will want to sign somebody for the long-term future, not just for the next 6 to 12 months. And for that reason, Liverpool may end up backing themselves into a corner with Leipzig unlikely to be keen on selling one of their top players, especially now that they qualified for the Champions League knockout stages, and also they are involved in the Bundesliga title race. But Michael Edwards is a brilliant, shrewd negotiator, and if there is somebody who could make this transfer happen, it's him. Upamecano is also likely to have a say on the matter, and if Upamecano is pushing for a move and we give a 5 to 10 million more than Leipzig's release clause for Upamecano, then they might give in and they might let one of their most talented centre-backs go. Because Upamecano, if he says to Leipzig, I want to leave in January, I want to join the Jurgen Klopp revolution in England, then Leipzig might sell him for like 45-50 million, because they are getting a better deal in January than they would get next summer. And there are two journalists, Sammy Hughes and Kevin O'Neill, who are also saying that Upamecano was already Liverpool's top transfer target before even Van Dijk and Joe Gomez got injured. He already played 123 times for Leipzig, and he also earned a few caps for the France national team. And also the Mirror's David Maddock, who is another respected journalist, has said that there are huge interest in Upamecano from Liverpool. And Upamecano is a very fit centre-back. He played 41 times 3 seasons ago. Last season he played 37 games. 2 seasons ago he had a little bit of an injury, so he only played 22 games, but I think that's understandable. You can't just play your whole career without an injury. And also what is interesting is that Upamecano already won an international trophy. He won the France Under-17 European Championship with France. He won the UEFA European Under-17 Championship in 2015 and also was selected into the team of the tournament. And he is also part of the France team, who of course are already reigning World Cup champions, and they are favorites to win the Euros next summer as well. And Christian Falk, the journalist working for the Bild newspaper, and he broke the Thiago to Liverpool transfer story back in the last summer as well. He said that Upamecano right now is currently too expensive for Bayern Munich, so the decision about his future could be made in January, and then there should be the first offers from the interested Premier League clubs. His release clause is around £38 million. So I think probably Premier League clubs will start bidding for him in the January transfer window, according to Christian Falk. That's also another encouraging news. And Stevie Nicol, who is an ESPN pundit, former Liverpool defender who won 5 league titles with Liverpool and a lot of other trophies as well, he said, "Oh my goodness, Liverpool's title chances, Premier League title hopes, drop a good 20-25% from when they were without Virgil van Dijk, without Joe Gomez." I think right now Liverpool absolutely, because of these injuries, have to go out and spend a lot of money. You are talking about percentages of Liverpool defending the title. You talk about percentages of a player having another bad injury. So I think this forces Liverpool into it, and they should go and get Upamecano. So Stephen Nicol is saying that Liverpool should get him. And Jose Enrique said they have been talking about Upamecano and even Kalidou Koulibaly, but he would cost 70-80 million pounds. They need to sign someone because you need 2 players for every position always. And Liverpool have been really unlucky with injuries, but you need 2 players in these positions. Upamecano is a good player, but it's difficult. There are a lot of players in Europe, and I'm sure that Liverpool will find someone. So I think Liverpool should go after Upamecano because he would be the best candidate, in my opinion, for the next long term, 5, 6, 7 years. Upamecano could play for Liverpool, and even after 7 years, for example, playing for Liverpool, we could still sell him for a profit, because even after 6, 7 years he would be only 28, 29 years old. And Jurgen Klopp also explained why Mo Salah played the full 98 minutes against Midtjylland. He said you can make changes, but you need players in a few key positions. It could have been one of the 3 regular forwards to play up front for 90 minutes as well. In the last line, there was the reason why Fabinho played 45 minutes there. In midfield, usually it would probably have been Naby Keita, but he hasn't played that often, so couldn't fulfill the role, and he needs minutes now again. That was the decision for Mo Salah, and how the game developed and how the game looked. Mo Salah looked fine, and I have been in constant communication with him, and that's why we didn't take him off, because he had no problems, no injury issues, so he could play the full 90 minutes. Even though players don't play that much, it is difficult to get through 90 minutes after a pretty long time when you don't play 90 minutes. I was in contact with Mo, and he didn't have any issues, which is why he stayed on the pitch. Yeah, the problem with that is that already the right-wing newspapers have attacked Jurgen Klopp. The Daily Mail already put out an article that Jurgen Klopp played Mo Salah for 98 minutes after complaining fixture congestion. And of course, they will only look at the one side of the argument. There is also the other side of the argument that Mo Salah needed minutes to get his sharpness up, because he was out with COVID for a couple of weeks just recently, so Salah hasn't played as much football as the other players. And John Aldridge, the former Liverpool player, also talked about Divock Origi, saying that he looked miles off the pace and he needs minutes to get his match sharpness up. Liverpool are in the lovely position now, having wrapped up Champions League qualification as group winners with a game to spare, and they have Fulham and Tottenham coming up in the Premier League, so it's got to be done, simple as that. to play Divock Origi, plus there are people in the squad who need games, so it works out well for them. Minamino and Origi have both got points to prove to themselves as much as anybody, and could go with grasping the opportunity if it's handed to them again. Origi at the moment looks miles off the player he can be, and Minamino has shown some nice touches here and there, but he needs to start delivering goals and assists to show he can be a viable option for the manager. We will still have a decent team out because we've got a good squad, but for some of these fringe players, the ball is in their court and they need to step up to show what they can do, as some of the walking wounded gradually find their way back to fitness. I like that phrase, the walking wounded find their way back to fitness. That's a wonderful phrase. Of course, this interview was given before the Midtjylland game, and I think that's the problem, that Origi didn't grasp his chance of playing and contributing and really putting in a good performance. And now let's talk about Mo Salah, who scored his 22nd goals in the Champions League, excluding qualifiers, and he surprised Steven Gerrard's 21 goals as the player with the most goals in the Champions League competition without the qualifiers. And I think that is a wonderful achievement, and Mo Salah said it's a great feeling to be the top scorer for the club in the Champions League. It's something I'm proud of. I need to keep going with that, score more goals, make the gap bigger between me and the others. I'm trying all the time to score goals, to help the team to win games. One of the most important goals, they played good, almost man-marked us, Midtjylland. We scored the goal early, but they struck back, they played a good game. The most important thing is to qualify and win the group, and it's a game to learn from. And of course, Salah's most prolific season in the Champions League came in his first season, where overall I think he scored like 44 goals in all competitions or something like that. He scored 10 goals in the Champions League overall in his first season, and in his second season he scored 5, and last season he scored 4, mainly because Liverpool went out in the round of 16 against Atletico Madrid. Already now he has 3 goals, and hopefully he will add that in the Champions League knockout stage. And I also want to praise Steven Gerrard, and what he's doing at Rangers this season is absolutely staggering. They have like 26 unbeaten games this season. They very rarely concede any goals. They look like a proper world-class side, and they will hopefully win their first Scottish Premier League title in like 10 years or something like that. And also they qualify for the knockout stages of the Europa League as group winners. And also Steven Gerrard is 2 wins away from breaking Rangers' European wins record, which is 23, currently held by the former Rangers legendary manager Walter Smith. And Dick Advocaat also has 22 European wins, just like Steven Gerrard. So if he just wins 2 more European games in his career as a Rangers manager, then he will be the record holder, and that's absolutely amazing. So I fully congratulate Steven Gerrard. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. A new Liverpool Career Mode episode is also dropping later tonight, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.